On July 9, 2024, a horrific event shook the community. Three women, Carol, Louise, and Hannah Hunt, were brutally murdered. Louise was the ex-partner of the killer, Kyle Clifford, with whom she had ended her relationship just 2 weeks prior. Carol and Hannah were her mother and sister, and this news is based on the Crown Prosecution Service in 2025. The line between online influence and real-world influence has been tragically crossed. Less than 24 hours before Kyle Clifford committed his triple murder, he was searching the internet for misogynistic podcasts from Andrew Tate, based on Cinema's 2025. This tragedy forces us to confront the dangerous influence of toxic online rhetoric. Today, I will persuade every one of you, especially those with a voice online, to embrace accountability, be more critical of the content you share, and actively reject the spread of toxic masculinity. Misogynistic influencers are spreading a harmful ideology. Andrew Tate is a prime example of a highly influential figure promoting misogyny. Self-proclaimed misogynist Andrew Tate rose to fame after a 2016 appearance on a British reality TV show Big Brother based on BBC in 2025. UK authorities have singled him for the effect of spreading misogyny online, primarily online among boys and young men. In a 2023 interview with BBC, Tate claimed to be a force for good and acting under the instruction of God to do good things, despite being pushed on whatever his controversial views on women harmed young people. This dangerous rhetoric is amplified in online spaces, creating a manosphere. The Manosphere is a diverse collection of online platforms, websites, blogs, and forums that promote misogyny and opposition to feminism based on Brito et al. In 2024. Brito also said that discussions in these groups revolves around violence, both against oneself and others, mental health, and anti-democratic trends. Small, seemingly harmless jokes in these groups build a shared identity and normalize disdain for women, minorities, and democracy. Toxic masculinity is a repressive and dangerous cultural ideal. Toxic masculinity is a narrow definition of manhood that prioritizes harmful traits. Based on comments in 2017, paragraph 4, the Goodman Project defines toxic masculinity as a narrow and repressive description of manhood, where manhood is defined by violence, status, and aggression. This cultural ideal dictates that strength is everything, while emotions are viewed as a weakness. Now, according to this ideal, brutality are the yardsticks by which men are measured, and feminine traits like emotional vulnerability are the means by which a man's status can be taken away. Masculinity is a performance, not an inherent quality, which creates a destructive hierarchy. Based on Connell in 2005, Australian sociologist Raywin Connell noted that masculinity isn't something that we are, it's something that we do. A study done by O'Rourke and Haslop in 2024 revealed that digital platforms enable this performance, with men using private group chats for what is called digitally mediated homosociality. In these groups, men gain masculine status through practices that include non-consensual sexting of teenage girls and sharing inappropriate pictures of women's bodies. Despite these actions, when interviewed, participants often claim they are not practicing misogyny, demonstrating how men constantly perform masculinity to gain validation and belong in a hierarchy, where this hierarchy prompts men to degrade women in front of others to feel more masculine, a clear form of misogyny. Based on O'Rourke and Haslop in 2024, there is a need for educational interventions to tackle misogyny and promote non-hierarchical masculinities. We must shift from excuses to accountability. Our culture often provides an easy escape from accountability. According to Chung in 2025, a social commentator, patriarchy calls abuse a joke and accountability an overreaction. Phrases like boys will be boys turns accountability into inevitability. When this excuse-making scales, it becomes a culture that excuses cruelty as authenticity. Social media platforms must act as responsible gatekeepers. Based on Salinas in 2025, the case of Carl Clifford should be a wake-up call for all the social media companies who are continuing to promote and platform Andrew Tate in his dangerous messages. These companies should take immediate steps to remove Andrew Tate from their platforms rather than continue to reap enormous profits from his hateful comments. Conclusion is, the power of your digital voice carries a monumental responsibility. The triple murder committed by Kyle Clifford, hours after consuming Andrew Tate's content, illustrate a terrifying fact. The hateful words shared online can literally take the lives of the innocent. To those of you who are influencers, content creators, or simply people with a voice, we need to stop excusing cruelty. The world doesn't need men who can take a joke. It needs men who can take accountability. We must promote educational interventions to tackle misogyny and foster non-hierarchical masculinities. So I urge you today, be critical, be accountable. Do not be an amplifier of hate. Use your voice, your platforms, and your influence to dismantle toxic masculinity and build a digital world where all voices, especially women's, are safe, respected, and valued.